You like to be a mixed martial a-hole.
No way.
Oh! From the Queen Studios of New York, UFC 216 Fight Week is finally here. Tom Petty, rest in peace, tribute time. Justin Sumter will be live with the MMA-Holes. Yes.
Wonderful.
Wednesday, MMA-Holes. We are here. We are live. This is awesome. This is wonderful.
Wonderful.
It's good to see everyone. It's good to see everyone on a Wednesday night. It's good to be back. My favorite night of the week. Not all places do you get to spend a Wednesday night together with your closest friends. But here on the MMA-Holes, we make dreams come true. We make everything come true over here. And it's exciting, it's swollen, it's sexy. This is the chat room over here. Unite. The Cringe Chat, where everyone hangs out every Wednesday, every Monday, every Friday, and this Saturday, well, it's going to be a fight, buddies, for UFC 216. This card over here. We're going to be discussing this card. We're going to be discussing a lot of things tonight on the MMA-Holes. There's a lot of things to talk about tonight, and we only have 2 hours to do it. After those 2 hours, we take you to the after show. Jessie Belle will be doing that. Down in the description, check below, and you will know. Boom! UFC 216 Fight Week, plus Tom Petty tribute. Now, if you haven't heard, Tom Petty, jeez, it's actually messed up, man. Tom Petty he was a beast, man. The guy was really, really good. Had some great songs. Left us way too soon, and we'll be doing a tribute to Tom Petty. And if you notice, there's a SEGA camp over there. And we'll tie all that together for you guys. Some people may not know who this man is. But tonight, we'll tie it in so everyone knows. Because there's a little thing behind SEGA camp. That's right, he sang that song. And we'll be doing a tribute. And it will be wonderful.
Wonderful.
Inside the Bricks is where I am. This is the last time, a Wednesday show, that we will be inside the Bricks. I'm changing things around. I'll probably be back on Friday and maybe the Fight Buddies. But next week, I'm looking to change things up. I may have to take a couple of days off next week to get the studio in a different shape. Looking to change things around here in this studio. Because inside this studio, we will be arranging it so when we have guests over, we can actually have a swole setup. People could come in and they could sit down and be all mic'd up. A nice couch over here. Make it swole. Because our show is growing and growing and growing here on YouTube. You look, 5,135 Fooks. And it's wonderful to have all these people. And with a big chat room, a big subscribers count, you need to have a big, swole, sexy studio. So it's pretty interesting over there. We're going to be doing that. We have a subscriber over here. What's his name? Kimbo. Kimbo Slice is now an MMA hole. And look at that. It's going into my head over here. It drops right down to the cup. And there you go. Kimbo Slice. It's good to have Kimbo Slice be part of the MMA holes. Rest in peace, Kimbo. But you came back to subscribe to the MMA holes. That's awesome. That's wonderful. Chat room, let's see who we have here before we get this show started. 30 watching. Let's rock and roll. Hi to Hydras here. Says 30 likes. Holy shit. Does that mean we play the song? Well, I guess it does, because every 10 likes, we do play it. So, boom. Brady Ferguson is about to dance, and he's stuck on my screen. Go.
Wow. 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. Fuck you. Dislikes. Yes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I hope the dislikes die
of AIDS.
Thank you, Brady. Thank you so much for those moves. Now, if you go into the chat room over here, for some reason, he doesn't want to dance anymore. I don't know what happened, but he's like frozen in space. He could blink, but he won't dance. But if you go in this room, and every time you get 10 more likes, he stands here, and he will dance. So I guess I'll make him dance in this room. I don't know. So every 10 likes, we make this man dance, And it's wonderful, wonderful. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to do our topics. We're going to be talking about the UFC 216. We're going to be taking phone calls. We're going to have our friend Justin the Fort Sumter. The reason why we're having Justin on is Justin on national TV. Well, he shouted out the MMA-Holes after he won. I think he's won 5 in a row. Pro fighter Justin the Fort Sumter has a fight. And we're going to announce that fight at 10 p.m. Eastern time. Not too far away. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing our tribute. But we're going to start the show off with everyone's favorite segment. Topics. Yes. Topics. All right, inside the bricks, and here we go. This is what's going on around the world of MMA. Now, there's not a crazy amount of things to talk about. UFC 216 is this weekend, and we need to really dabble into that card to see if you're going to buy it. If you're not going to buy it, who would you want to see fight? They bumped up a fight onto the main card, which I said you can't have 4 fights on a pay-per-view. So they did that, and we're going to look at it. We're going to tickle. We're going to tickle everyone's genitals. Derek Lewis says he's not focused on going into UFC 216 due to the Hurricane Irma in Houston tragedy thing going on over there. I mean, hurricane hit Houston hard. There's been a lot of natural disasters, a lot of negative shit in the news. And Derek Lewis, the Black Beast, has helped out so much in Houston. There's a million videos of the Black Beast. And a lot, not everyone is super pumped on Derek Lewis. Some people really like him. I like him. I think he's great. But some people are just like, he's sexist and he's this and he's that. Check out the videos online. The Black Beast did everything. He says his home wasn't affected. So what did he do? He got in his truck and helped out the people in the town in Houston and was just dragging people through the water and helped. It just was awesome what Derek Lewis is doing. He says even when this is done with the fight, he's going to go back over there and keep on giving back to the community. So there you go. But he says he's not focused. He's not focused. And it's got to be tough when you see your community, in a little bit of trouble. And now you got to go beat someone up in a cage in front of a lot of people. So we'll see if that affects Derek Lewis. We'll talk about that. Ferguson said he's surprised that UFC 216 is still happening after Las Vegas shooting. Now, we did speak about this on Monday. That was ridiculous. If you did miss the Monday stream, well, I mean, I'm going to make it really quick. This shooting, and it looks like it's over 50-something people that have died from this, like 58 people or something like that. And just a ridiculous amount of people injured. You're hearing stories coming out of this where people with families, a mother of 4 children, just some wacko decides to hang out of his hotel room and just start blasting away on the crowd in front of Mandalay Bay. And I mean, it's absurd that someone would actually do something so horrific like that. But this is the world we fucking live in. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible. So this man does this. He went out gambling, had a room full of guns. I don't know how you get a room full of guns into the room, your hotel room, but he did it. And that happened. So Ferguson said he's surprised that UFC 216 is happening. We did bring that up on Monday. How is Dana White? He says he's going to donate $1 million. Joe Rogan says he's donating some money. And Matt Mitrione also said with Bellator he's going to give like a percentage of his purse. So people are giving back, but what is the attendance going to be like for something like this? UFC 216, I couldn't see the attendance being through the roof as it is. So what is it going to be during a tragedy like this? Something like this happens this week. People are like, I don't know if I'm going to go. So I'm curious to see what it's going to look like over there. Hopefully people just show up. There's going to be high security. And, we just move on. We move on and we live our lives. We can't let these terrible things set us back. So, but it's happening. Show must go on. McGregor praises Max Holloway for the 145 run and is open to a rematch at 155. Yes, is that true? Is that true? Conor McGregor, is that true? Well, he said yes. Now, this is a fight I would really like to see a rematch between these two. A lot of people are like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to see Conor McGregor with any rematches. I want to see something new. But I think the one rematch that maybe everyone can agree on is the Max Holloway at 155, especially if he beats Frankie Edgar, which is not a given for Max Holloway to beat Frankie Edgar. But if he does get past Frankie Edgar, a fight at 155 would be a fantastic fight. Not an easy fight for Conor because Max Holloway is a goddamn beast. He's good. I don't know how he's going to be at 155, but it would be a great fight. It would be a fun fight to watch. Who knows? Maybe that's the next fight for Conor. We have no idea. But I guarantee we will find out when Kevin Lee and Tony Ferguson tangle. I think we'll have a better idea what's going on with Mystic Mac. Not seeing the end of the year. Not seeing that. Looking more like next year. Volkan Ozdemir predicts a DC KO inside 2 minutes. Well, that's right. Volkan versus DC is going to be the light heavyweight fight. DC has received the belt back from John Jones. John Jones, we don't know how did John Jones, he just fell off the face of the earth. The guy got busted for steroids, Turnaball, whatever the hell it's called. And now John Jones has just vanished. Hydra says McGregor versus anyone but Diaz. I hear a lot of that. I'm on the other side of it. I don't mind seeing it again, but I get it. Lone Wolf, let's see. Udaman Chris, what up? Show goes on. That's right, BK Rhoda. Tanner says Max would beat him now, says Tanner R. It's very possible. I mean, Max just he was losing to Aldo, and then boom, second round came, and he didn't give a fuck. Max Holloway beat Jose Aldo and grabbed the belt. Max Holloway's been on a crazy winning streak. And if you do remember, Max Holloway went the distance with an injured Conor, but he did go to distance with Conor, and he was only like 21 years old. This is a more mature Max Holloway. Conor will destroy Max as Kamen Rider. James Mordokowitz says, the MMA-Holes, John Fears is going to call in. All right. We will open the phone line, so hopefully we can see John Fears call in. That'd be great. Speaking of that whole thing, I have something to talk about with a man named Tommy NC. But I don't think everyone in here knows about that. No way, says BK Rhoda. John Jones got the L, says Filthy George. I got to ask you guys in the chat. I want to know what you guys think real quick. I know we're doing topics right now, but Volkan Ozdemir KOing DC in under 2 minutes. Now, Volkan has been running over people. I want to get a quick vote right now in this chat. Yes or no? Volkan knocking out DC inside 2 minutes. Let me know in the chat room as I look in here. We see a full room of people. This is exciting. Look at all these fucking people. We have like 50 people watching. I'm so nervous. All short and wax is Darth Bane. Welcome back, Darth Bane. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Darth Bane in the house. He's been missing for a while, but now he's together with us. Needs more dragons and shit. Tiny bitch. What up, Chris? What's up, buddy love? DC gonna put a whooping on Ozdemir. I kind of think so, too. But how could you pick against a guy named Volkan Ozdemir who's been just killing people? Get a fucking life, Chris's Papa J. Cow, what's up? Darth Bane says, needs more growth and shit. Tree77 says, sup, Foucaults. LOL, sup, Darth. Josh Lansdale says, all good things come to an end. Now, that could mean a lot of things. So, explain yourself. Kaepernick Sucks says, he doesn't deserve, hold on. I just lost you. He doesn't deserve it. I just explained why Tony should fight. Conor Nate needs to fight someone other than Conor and climb up the rankings to fight him again. Nate Diaz sits at number 6. Hey, you got Kevin Lee versus Tony Ferguson, who is number 7. So rankings are just kind of in trouble. Here we go. Michael Anzalone says, no. Craig Lee says, left my ass up. Darth Tanner says, Sublime Blood says, BK Rhoda says, you didn't say that. Wow, everyone's saying no. Everyone's saying no. Filthy George says horrible. Chris, do you think Rose Namajunas is too easy opponent? I can't say Namajunas. Namajunas. I try my best. And what's up, Awesome Sports? Chris, do you think Rose is too easy opponent for Joanna? To me, Rose is not on her level. Awesome Sports. I 100% agree with you. 100%. I said it before. Rose is not fucking ready. Excuse my language. Excuse my French. Sorry, Austin Sports. Sometimes it gets a little vulgar over here. But yeah, Rose is not, she's not ready. A lot of people think Rose is going to do her thing against JJ. JJ is going to make her look stupid. So awesome, I agree. Buddy Love, Nate has proved himself and been in the game long enough. And like I said, been on the back burner for a while. CAMERAMAN says the quat. The quat. All right. Okay, bullshit. If Rumble couldn't do it, Volkan has no chances, Jay Smooth. What's up, Jay? Now, Volkan, Rumble Johnson, there's mentions that he is going up to heavyweight. Heavyweight. He's going from, God, he used to fight at 170. I don't know how the hell he did it. And now he's going to heavyweight. So it looks like that's happening. Let's see. Jealous of being short and whack. Rumble at heavyweight. That says Tommy Arnold. Ann H says, no, there's no way that Vulcan is going to knock out Cormier in under 2 minutes. DC by Rapes is Jay Smooth. Aussie dude. Not one person by Nama Yunez. Thank you, Tree77. It's just one of them names. I don't know why. Like, I just fucking can't do it. Like, I could say Yunjacek, and I'm probably saying that wrong. Joanna Yunjacek is how I say it, and I think it's close enough. But Rose Nama Yunez. I don't know why I don't know. Maybe after she cut her hair, I just didn't have the ability to say her name anymore. Dominic Cruz says, nobody knows who Jimmy Rivera is. Nobody knows who Jimmy Rivera is. They're both fighting. What is that, at UFC 219, the December 30th card? And no one knows who Jimmy is. I doubt that. But let me know in the chat if you know who Jimmy is. Jimmy Rivera. Now, and I've said this on Kobe's show, Kobe from Kobe's Corner. I will be, Papa J, also known as Cow, says, open the lines. Hold on, let's find it. Where is it? Let's see. What was I saying? UFC 219 is at the end of the year. I forgot what the fuck I was saying. I was saying something. I got distracted for a second. How the fuck did I just lose my whole train of thought? I was too busy looking for my faggot soundbite. But yeah, Jimmy Rivera. Yeah, I was saying on Kobe. Kobe's show is tomorrow. I'll be on his stream. Link down in the description if you want to check me out on Kobe's show. That's wonderful, wonderful. I don't collaborate with many people over here. Basically only two. Kobe and Jessie. Let's see. So Jimmy Rivera, I mean, the guy's, he's on a tear. He's a Jersey guy. He's an East Coast guy. So I'm in. I don't know if Jimmy Rivera is going to be able to beat Dominic Cruz. I don't know about that. But does anyone not know who Jimmy is? I mean, I know who Jimmy is. Maybe because it's an East Coast thing. I've seen him fight. I don't know. Yes, no, let me know in the chat. Michael Anzalone says, well, maybe not 2 minutes, Chris, but if DC gasses out, maybe the fourth round. We haven't seen much of Vulcan. Like, the guy gets in the cage, and he just fucking mutilates you. He just mutilates you. Let's see. Dana will give Rumble a title shot at heavyweight quick as fuck. And Rick Gonzalez, I agree. I do see that. Every time you see these guys that are like top 3 fighters, and they go to another weight class, even if they come off of an L, they usually do get a weird shot like that because it's just something that people would want to see. So I would not be surprised if Rumble just stumbles in there, maybe grabs one fight and then a title shot. What's up, Mike H? Says, hey, Chris. Let's see. I think Kevin Lee is stronger than Ferguson, but Ferguson will be too slick for Lee. Yeah, so I'm going to give you a lock pick for that. Now, I don't like to give you, right off the bat, I don't like to give you a guaranteed, I don't like to give you all my picks because it's a Fight Buddies on Saturday, and we need something to talk about. But I will give you a lock pick, and my lock pick will be of the main event. Ann H says, love you, Chris. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's true. BK Rodas is Pervert Cameraman. That's right, down in the description down below. If you want to make me fucking dance with some music, drop in a donation. And Pervert Cameraman is probably one of our favorites over here in the MMA-Holes. That song gets stuck in my head. Rico Suave. Hey, Rico Suave's here. Darth Bane keeps my name out of your mouth is Filthy George. All right. Why even bother? DC will win before I come. Steven, is that true? Heard of him, says Kamen Rider. Talking about Jimmy Rivera. George, shut up. All right, so it's good. It's good to see the chat room is in full effect right now. It's good to see that the chat is in full effect. Now, if you're just jumping in, if you're a little late to the stream, I'm going to give you the breakdown, okay? We were discussing some topics over here. There's a lot of things to talk about. We're going to have our guest, Justin Sumter, on. He is fighting for CES. The last time he was on TV, he shouted out the MMA-Holes after his victory. Will he shout us out again? And let's find out who his opponent is this time tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll also be taking phone calls talking about UFC 216. And there is a tribute that we need to talk about as well. This is the fight card over here, guys. Check this out. 216. Now, they bumped up a fight. Two young ladies. Not many people know of these two girls. Brazil, Italy. They need to bump someone up. So Paige Van Zandt falls out. And then you had that cowboy chick. I forgot her name. I forgot. Oh, no. Craig Lee. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Jessie's got her
Tit showing.
lying down.
69 tit showing.
Jessie's got her tit showing.
Lying down 69 dog kiss tit showing.
Lying down with my tits in the air.
Jessie Belle Hill.
Doesn't fucking care. Where is my dog? It's time to make out. Shove
That dog tongue right in my mouth.
Jessie's got her
Tit showing.
lying down.
69 tit showing. Sing.
Jesse's got her tit showing.
Lying down 69 dog kiss tit showing.
Jesse's got her
Tit showing.
lying down.
69 tit showing.
Jesse's got her tit showing.
Lying down 69 dog kiss tit showing. Greg Lee.
Chris, we are glad Darth is back safe. It cost a pretty penny to get to him home and not raped.
Yeah, that's true.
Those jungle warlords do not play.
They don't.
Tanner is on the mend. The boys are back in town.
Oh,
Love
yeah.
to all smoke weed, eat pussy.
Look at that. Craig Lee with the Jesse's Tit Showing song. Thank you very much. You are wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And a welcome back to Darth. That's right. Some OGs are back in the chat. It's good to see Tanner feeling better. Tanner's in the hospital, and it's good to see Darth back in the chat. Everyone's cringing it up because this is the chat of all chats. The cringe chat. That's right. The cringe chat is in full effect. Everyone is hyped up, pumped up for UFC 216. Now, this is what we were talking about here, okay? You could never have a 4-fight main card. So what do? They put up the young ladies over here. The fight that was supposed to take the place of the other 2 fights that were supposed to happen never were going to happen. Now, I thought they were going to bump up, like, Lando. I thought they were going to bump up Will Brooks. Both good fights, but they didn't. They added another fight. So that's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Very interesting to see that Fight Pass, they were holding on for dear life to have these 4 fights down here, which leads me to believe they're really looking to have Fight Pass be something. The reason why they're having Fight Pass to be something special is the Fox contract seems to be up for the UFC. Interesting. The Fox contract is, I think it's up. I don't know. I think they're in negotiations or they're shopping networks. But UFC with no Fox could be a very interesting thing. Now, remember, UFC did some stuff with Spike. I think they were even on regular TV back in the day, like Channel 9 or some shit like that. Over here, I don't know what it was called back then. But, yeah, so now where is the UFC going to go? Are they going to re-sign with Fox? Are they going to exclusively have a lot of their content on Fight Pass? Now, I don't think they have enough subscribers on Fight Pass yet to pull something like that off. But it's interesting to see if they even stay with Fox. It's very interesting to see that. Now, we have something serious to talk about, guys. Something serious to get off my chest. A lot of tragedies happened as of late. We were talking about hurricanes. There's earthquakes. There's a shooting. There's a lot of stuff. There's Tom Petty. Tom Petty is an interesting character, this Tom Petty. He's put out some hits after hits after hits. Didn't even look like he was slowing down, Tom Petty. And we find out that Tom Petty has passed. Now, this is sad. American Girl is probably like, was it CBS, Tommy Arnold? Well, there you go. It's CBS. Thank you. A lot of people, what was I going to say? Tom Petty had, what's it called? American Girl. I was going to use American Girl for a slideshow thing. I had an argument with my wife about that. I wanted it to be one of the slideshow songs. We didn't use it. But I wanted to use it. American Girl is an awesome song. In the chat right now, let me know, what is your favorite Tom Petty song? The reason why I'm bringing up Tom Petty is it's sad, man. I mean, anyone dies, it's sad. You don't want to, it just sucks. It just sucks. But, a person uses a Tom Petty song, and he's from New York, and his name is Chris Weidman. Chris Weidman walks out to a song. Now, it just so happens that this song was covered by a friend of the MMA-Holes. Tree77 says, rest in peace, Tom, much love. There you go. Tom Petty hanging with the boys. No, he's not hanging. Well, I mean, he didn't hang himself. But, yeah, and Tom Petty's dead as fuck. That's correct, Filthy George. He is.
Wonderful, wonderful.
He is dead as fuck. It was weird, too, because a lot of people were talking about it. Was he dead? Was he not dead? The social media is it's just heartless. But it does suck. Won't Back Down, says Ted. Great song. Won't Back Down is the Chris Weidman song, right? Good song. Good song. Let me see if we have Free Fallin'. Another good song right there. Rest in peace, Tom, says Kamen Rider. Dude, Darth, come on now. You're trying to put me. All right, let's see. But there are a million hits. A million hits of Tom Petty. So what we're going to do here tonight on the MMA Holes, we're going to try to do something a little different. Now, our friend SEGA Camp, who is on the thumbnail. Some people might be like, who is this guy? Rest in peace, Tom Petty, says ANH. But this is the Sega Camp. In all of our descriptions, moderators here, welcome back, Jessie, Belle. In all of our descriptions, we have a link to this man's channel. His name is the Sega Camp Gamer, a friend of the MMA-Holes. He gave us such great hits like Reading Rainbow.
Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow. I can go anywhere, friends to know and ways to go, a reading rainbow.
You get the hint. He gave us Reading Rainbow. That's right. A friend of the show, Sega Camp, well, he did a little tribute to Tom Petty. So the reason why we're bringing this up is we're saying rest in peace, Tom Petty. But Chris Weidman walks out to his song. So I'm calling out Chris Weidman right now. Chris, the next time you walk out to the cage, to the octagon, you need to play Tom Petty. You need to do it. But I have one thing to say, one request from the MMA-Holes, from New York. You must have our friend Sega sing you to that cage. Let me know in the chat with the ones if you would like Sega to sing the Tom Petty song, Won't Back Down, as Chris Weidman walks to the cage. Let me know in the chat right now with the ones if you would like to see that. Because it would be nice in honor of the late, great Tom Petty. If you go over here, and there was a late update the day we found out about, what's up, Gay Freddy? Great song, says OSC dude. It really is.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, man. Well, I found this video, and I was like, holy cow. The great Sega has dawned us with another song. It's called Won't Back Down by Tom Petty. You may be familiar with this. So, Chris Weidman, if you're watching this, the chat room is uniting. Michael Anzalone, Jordan Sullivan, NH, Gay Freddy, Craig Lee. Everybody wants it. Tree77. Tanner really wants it. Jay Smooth wants it really bad. Buddy Love wants it. Sublime Bud wants it. Aussie Dude wants it as well. Filthy George wants it. Chris Weidman, I know you're watching. So I need you to let our friend Sega sing you to that goddamn cage. In honor of Tom Petty, I leave you with I Won't Back Down, covered by the Sega Camp Gamer. Take it away, Sega. Put your lighters out. Let's do this.
Well, I won't back down. No, I won't back down. You can send me up at the gates of hell, but I won't back down. No, I'll stand my ground. Won't be turned around. And I'll keep this world from drinking me down. Gotta stand my ground.
Oh, yeah.
And I won't back down.
Sing along.
I say, hey, baby.
Oh, yeah.
There ain't no easy way out. I would say, hey,
That's right.
will stand my ground. And I won't back down.
That's right, Chris Weidman.
I know what's right. I got just one life. In a world that keeps on pushing me around. But stand my ground.
Oh, yeah.
And I won't back down.
Take it home.
I say, hey, baby.
That's right.
There ain't no easy way out. I would say, hey, will stand my ground.
Yeah.
and I won't back down.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, everybody. Tom Petty must be proud right now. The great Sega Camp. He's all serious. Chris Weidman, let him sing this song. Let him sing you to the cage. One more time.
I say, hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
Sing it.
I would say, hey, won't back down.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out. I would say, hey,
Oh, yeah.
will stand my ground, and I won't back down. No, I won't back down.
Go subscribe to Sega. That was beautiful, guys. If you if you enjoyed that, I mean, listen. He channeled his inner Tom Petty. He channeled his inner Tom Petty. So there you go, Sega Camp Gamer. I think Chris Weidman should walk out to that in honor of the late, great Tom Petty. And that was wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Link down in the description. Go check out Sega Camp. Sega Camp gives us all the greatest hits. And that was his tribute to Tom Petty. So I must commend Sega for his wonderful singing. There you go. There you go, guys. It doesn't get better than this. I mean, seriously. That was a tribute. If I've ever, I mean, I'm sure you've seen a bunch of tributes. I've seen a lot of people covering songs out of respect for Tom Petty. But I think we could all agree that we've never seen anything like that in our lives. So, Filthy George has played again. No, I think once is enough. But yeah, Chris Weidman, I know you're watching because you're a big fan of the MMA-Holes. And yes, Chris Weidman, please, we can make this happen. Walk to the cage while Sega Camp Gamer, well, he sings and he serenades you to victory. Here's the cringe chat, cruising to 6,000 subscribers. And with that song, I mean, how could we not get 6,000 subscribers? Look inside that tip jar. It is swole, it's sexy with 45 likes. And every 10 likes, we get to play a song while Sega Camp serenades us. And we play the song called the 10 More Like song. Let's do it. Brady Ferguson. Oh, yeah.
I've got
10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
Fuck you, dislikes. Go.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
Thank you. Thank you for dancing. That's right, Chris. You look like an old washed up Canelo. Well, listen, I run the MMA-Holes. I mean, you must have been late to the game, but I am Canelo's father, for God's sakes. So, and you look like, judging from your avatar, a tree. That's what you look like. Freebird. Any more requests in the chat? Let me know in this chat room right now. If you have any more requests for Sega, maybe we could reach out. And I unsubscribe for this because of that shit. Well, listen, you apparently can't appreciate some good fucking music because Sega Camp, that was the tribute of all tributes. All right, here we go. UFC 216 is this weekend. Which fight do you want to see? Which fight are you most excited about? At 10 p.m. Eastern Time, Justin the Fort Sumter, almost fucked up his name. Justin the Fort Sumter will be live with the MMA-Holes, and we'll be talking about his upcoming fight. But I'm going to open up the phone lines right now. Phone lines are open. 516-522-0267. Let me know what you think about the great Sega Camp and his wonderful, wonderful song. And let me know what you think about UFC 216. What fight are you most excited about? And just let me know. Let me know right now. I will also be giving you my guaranteed pick for this card. And it is the main event. Going right to the head of the dragon and chopping it off and giving you a guaranteed pick. So that is wonderful, wonderful as well. Fuck that Chris has reddish hair. Must not be breaking news tonight. What? Fuck that Chris has the reddest hair. Must not be breaking. I mean, listen. UFC shit. Sometimes I don't understand. I mean, maybe it's the weed. Let's just hope it's the weed. You are live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? Where you from?
Yo, what's up, Chris? My name's Jack.
Hey, Jack. How are you?
Good. I was just calling in that Jessie, Belle Hill girl. I went to the same high school as her, and she was caught in the bathroom sucking dick for SpaghettiOs.
Well, that's normal. I mean, isn't that a normal thing? I mean, kids, sometimes they gotta, suck the dick for the SpaghettiOs, I mean, sometimes.
No, she withdrew from that school and got homeschooled.
Oh, okay.
It was clowning.
Well, hey, listen, SpaghettiOs are goddamn good. They taste delicious, so I can't blame her for
Chris,
doing that.
I guarantee you, your mom used to get fucked so hard to Tom Petty.
Wait, hold on, I can't hear.
What'd
What'd
you
you
say?
say?
Wet as fuck to Tom Petty, I bet.
Wait, I can't hear you. Wait, what'd you say? Wait, what? I'm sorry, you must be breaking up. What'd you say? All right, there you go. There you go. Hey, give credit to Cow for calling in and actually talking to us. So, hey, there you go. Credit for that. All right, phone lines are open, 516-522-0267. Let me know what you think on your minds. Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee. Is this Saturday? We will be live doing our Fight Buddies. That's right. We'll be live doing our Fight Buddies, and it is wonderful, wonderful. It happens. Yeah, SpaghettiOs are great. They are, Tanner. I mean, it's like tell me something we don't know.
Wonderful.
Oh God, I can't with this fucking show. Sometimes you just lose it. She had the munchies. Yeah. Oh my God, what a faggot on the phone right now. Oh God. Anyway, there's Gay Freddy. What's going on? Hey, he's back. Should we let him back? All right, let's fuck with him again. You're live with the MMA-Holes. What's your name? Where you from?
Chris, get a fucking life, dude. Come on now. Tell Jessie to quit being a cunt.
Hold on a second.
How's she gonna block me from the shit, but she still got Darth in there?
All right, so you're saying that you should be unblocked, but Darth should be blocked. Is
But dude, she's a bitch for that. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? How she? Dude, he's already there. Dude, fuck you guys.
Let me ask you a question. Do you watch MMA?
What the fuck do you want, Chris? God damn.
Do you watch MMA? Real question.
Yes.
Okay. So, how long have you been watching the sport of mixed martial arts?
A while.
A while?
Not too long.
Oh, okay. So basically, you've jumped into the sport. Was it like a big superstar like Conor McGregor or Ronda Rousey that got you into it? How'd you jump into it?
John Jones.
John Jones. Well, there you go. All right. So if you are a John,
Really, it was Leo Machida.
Machida, really? Well, hey.
And the Rashad.
What's that?
The Lyoto Machida and Rashad Evans fight.
Oh, well, that was a fucking awesome
But
fight.
quit trying to fucking distract me. Tell that fucking bitch to unblock me from the chat. I'm not playing.
You are still in the chat, don't you? Aren't you Papa J too? Isn't that you?
I am everybody.
Yeah, so just stay as Papa J. You fuck. All right. Thanks for the call. What a dick. Cow, Papa J, whatever the fuck you call yourself. Anyway. What the fuck's going on? Oh, fuck. I can't even I can't even fucking control. I can't even control myself right now of the autism. It's real. It is. It's just so cringy. I just hope you're drunk or high or something. But God damn. It's a tough listen. 516-522-0267. Let me know what you think about this card. Lee versus Ferguson. There is a guaranteed pick. There is a guaranteed pick from Mystic Moss. And I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm going to turn off the phones for a second. I'm going to give you a guaranteed pick. Do you guys want to know what my guaranteed pick is? Now, I've leaned in a direction. I could have changed my direction, but I've leaned in a direction. Let me know what the ones. If you want a guaranteed pick where you drop that money on the fight, you'll guarantee win because I am Mystic Moss. Let me know what the ones in the chat right now because I'm about to give it to you. That's right. At least he gave us that soundbite, which is the greatest soundbite of all time. All right, 48 likes in the tip jar. The cringiest show on YouTube, the MMA-Holes Live. I'm about to give you a guaranteed pick. NH says, yes, give me the pick. Gameplay says Ferguson for the win. But the question is, who does Mystic Moss pick? Gribble Dribble says 1, yes. Let me know. Michael James London says yes. Michael Anzalone says beep. NH, yes. Kenshiro Ryu wants to hear it. M24 wants to hear it too. Vincent Corrado wants to hear it. Who is the guaranteed pick? Filthy George drops the fag. Aussie Dude is here. Welcome, Aussie Dude. Yes. Gary says yes. I want to know. What is the guaranteed pick for the main event of UFC 216? Who the fuck is it? Mystic Moss is going to tell you. So everybody,
Fap.
Tony Ferguson versus Kevin Lee. I'm not going to sleep on Kevin Lee. But my pick is El Kukui for the win. Tony Ferguson for the win. I feel he's more well-rounded, more seasoned. I know Kevin Lee's young and hungry and on a run, and he's got a lethal ground game. He's strong, he's powerful. But I feel that Tony Ferguson is just too slick off of his back, on top, on his feet. He's quirky. It's just impossible for me not to pick Tony Ferguson. So Mystic Moss goes with the pick of Tony Ferguson. Let me know in the chat who you guys have, but I'm giving you a guaranteed pick on that one. And I think it's an easy one for me. Tony Ferguson for the win over Kevin Lee. That's it. It's that simple. Chat room unite. We have 49 likes. Let me hit another like in that fucker. And we'll play the 10 more like song again. I don't know why Brady Ferguson is fucking... He's frozen. He's Brady frozen. What the fuck is going on? It's so weird. He could dance here on this screen, but he can't dance on this screen. So now he's going to dance in front of my face. Tony says Kane plays. Yeah, Ferg smashes Lee says Tree 77. I agree. Chris is Michael Anzalone. Did someone say
Fap.
No. I don't know what you heard. I don't know. I didn't hear it.
Fap.
Fap says Tree 77. Jay Smooth says Tony for the win. Fucking white nationalist East Coast Republican Chris will pick Al Iaquinta. I sure will. Raging Al will beat everyone. He'll clean out the whole goddamn division. UFC shit says Ronnie in the second by sub. So there you go. Let's see. Granted, Ferguson is tough, but Lee needs to win. He does. Ishmael Carrillo. UFC shit says Tony. Big ears says Tommy Arnold. That's a Tony. I got Conor says Filthy George. Conor for the win. Lee says Craig Lee. So Craig Lee is going for the Lee. Maybe the last name. Maybe that's what it is. Craig Lee goes for Kevin Lee. And it's not, if people pick Kevin Lee, it's not a crazy pick. It really isn't. This is the guy the UFC's looking at and is like, yeah, he might be the real deal. I'm kind of liking Kevin Lee right now. I'm kind of liking Kevin Lee. I'm going to tell you that, how much I like Kevin Lee after this. See this man? You made him dance with 50 likes. Let's fucking go.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
Fuck you, dislikes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
We're hoping the dislikes dying of AIDS tonight, and I have some crazy news. We are 46 minutes into the MMA holes. We have 50 in the tip jar over here, and we have 0 people dying of AIDS. That's how powerful the MMA holes are, making it rain in that tip jar. Every 10 likes, we make the man dance, this man over here. So keep pumping it in. Keep pumping it into the tip jar. Everybody says so. A lot of people are saying Tony Ferguson is going to win this fight. So we're going to go down the list. Now, I am not going to give you guaranteed picks for the rest of the card because we do have a Fight Buddies that's going to be on Saturday. If you have not seen a Fight Buddies, you don't know what you're fucking missing. We give a reaction to these events. We drink, we hang out, we have a good time with you guys. So you definitely want to tune in for our Fight Buddies. I have some great news. I'm having a colonoscopy. How many people in the chat have had a colonoscopy before? It's totally unrelated to MMA, but I am having a fucking tube go up my asshole with, I think, a camera. I don't know how it works. Hit me with the ones. Actually, no. Hit me with the twos if you got a colonoscopy, since it's going up my butt. But hey, I'm getting of the age where I need that stuff. I don't know how that works. Never had that before. But I'm having one. So hit me with the twos if you've had one before. Let me know how it is in the chat. Colonoscopy. Jesus Christ. I'm so not looking forward to that. It's in a couple of weeks. Maybe should I live stream? Do you guys want me to live stream my MMA-Holes? We're preventing AIDS. You're right. You are right, Aussie dude. Do you want me to do enjoy, Chris? Do you guys want me to do an in real life stream of my colonoscopy? Colonoscopies are great. This is M24. 2 of them since Tanner. Oh my God. Craig Lee hasn't had one. Hit me with a 1, but hit me with a 2. 2. Oh, Craig Lee has one. Okay. Yeah, hit me with a 2 if you had a colonoscopy. Oh my fuck. I am not looking forward to that. I give plenty of people colonoscopies. This is Ishmael Carrillo. Whoa. Most of the video of your colonoscopy. I'll post a video of your I should ask. Hey Doc, can I get the raw footage of that? Hope you bleeds is Filthy George. Hi Colonics says Kinshiro, right? I do them for fun, says Mr. Danky. Oh my God, I'm so not looking forward. Damn, bro, you're about to get raped up the ass by a doctor on the table. No, Chris, it's a tube with a vibrator on the tip, dummy. Oh, well then it sounds like a great time. Bye, Curious George. Let's see. How old are you, Chris? And yes, it's a camera, says Tree77. I turned 40, so I turned the 40. So I was told when I turned 30 that people, I should start thinking about something like that. And listen, let's hope that everything's good up the butt. But I need to get this fucking thing done, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna fucking do it. I'm gonna let you guys know how it is. I'm gonna give you I should fucking live stream. That'd be fucking yes, live stream. It says M24. Put a camera in your colon. Maybe I should take my phone and duct tape it to the fucking the colonoscopy stick and have them shove it straight up my ass, and I could just live stream. That'd be cool. That'd be great. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking. If you're just tuning in, your host is gonna get a fucking colonoscopy. Oh God, so ridiculous. But hey, it happens. You got to get it done. Though, I mean, I joke around about it, but a lot of people say if they didn't get a colonoscopy at a certain age, I mean, let's knock on wood, but they said that if you don't get something like that, you have to get it done, because if, God forbid, you have something, it will catch it early enough. So when you hit a certain age, you just got to go for something like that. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to light some candles. I told the doctor not to put me to sleep. I got a bunch of candles. I went to Yankee Candle, got some scented candles. And what I'm going to do is, as I walk in with my gown, I don't know when they put you to sleep. I turn 40 next month. Well, congratulations, Tree77. Welcome to the club. Chris, this is on your bucket list. Yeah, I really needed to get it done. Chris, my dick says your asshole felt all good, says Filthy George. I just had mine a few years ago, says Gay Freddy. So there you go. Yeah. Look, we all had colonoscopies. It's like a colonoscopy. Should we do the meetup? You guys want to do the meetup at the colonoscopy?
Wonderful.
Yeah. Maybe we should do that. I'm going to ask Justin if he ever had a colonoscopy. He's going to be calling in soon. I'm 37. I need one, says Vincent Corrado. Actually, there's a friend of the show that actually had a terrible thing happen. I'm not going to mention his name, but it looks like he's doing better, and he had some situation. I should talk to him about it. But anyway, let's stop talking about the colonoscopy before I cry. Before I cry on air. There are fights on this card that we need to look at and address. Demetrius Johnson versus Ray Borg is going down on UFC 216, the co-main event. Will Ray Borg make weight? Chris is colonoscopy curious. Yeah, I am.
Wonderful.
I went to the doctor, and he's like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I feel perfectly fine. But how do I get the camera up my ass? I need to get that done. Am I of age yet? It's like when you turn 21 and you're able to drink. It's like I turned 40 and it's like, hey, it's time to put a camera up my ass. Oh God. Interview the doctor. Oh fuck. Anyway, we'll take the phones later and we'll talk about my colonoscopy. Tree77 says, where do you live? You want my address? Or I'm in New York, Nuevo York, Queens. All right, Johnson versus Borg. How many people in the chat think that Ray Borg is going to make weight? That's the real question. I was watching their media stare down. They were showing that online today. And Ray Borg, he looks sick again. How many people in the chat saw the Ray Borg, yes or no? Let me know in the chat. But how many people saw that little stare down, the media stare down? I think it was today. Well, they showed it today. And Ray Borg looks sick again. He looks like he's dying. I don't know what it is. Mighty Mouse is looking at him. He didn't say a goddamn thing. But Mighty Mouse was just kind of staring at him. And you could tell what was going through Mighty Mouse's head. Mighty Mouse is looking into Borg's eyes. And he's like, listen, you motherfucker. You don't fucking make weight. I'm going to fucking kill you. I'm going to stab your family. I'm going to stab your whole goddamn family. But he didn't really say that. But that's what I felt he was doing. As Mighty Mouse was staring into Borg's eyes. He was just looking at him. And he was just like, just staring. Basically saying, if you don't fucking make weight, well, I'm going to be really pissed. But let's see if he makes weight. Let's see. I'm in Massachusetts, Tree 77, Massachusetts. I better see you. Well, hey, Premier FC is November 11th. That's in Massachusetts. I could catch you over there, or I could catch you at the meetup on November 3rd. 2 times. We'll talk about that in detail. Borg's wife is scary, says Tanner R. Yes, says G-Man Mule. He is going to make weight. What's up, G-Man? Ray Borg looks drained, says Kaepernick sucks. So I'm not the only one that thinks that. Darth Bane says Black lives do matter. Borg will not make weight again. He looks so sick in the stare down. So he did. NH thinks so too. I thought I was going crazy. I'm watching him. He looked goddamn drained. I mean, you got to think he's going to make it, but it just doesn't look like a healthy cut for him. Ray Borg's wife looks like Gabby Garcia.
Wonderful, wonderful.
That's terrible. I'll give you my address so I can come to your house and rape you, says Mr. Danky. All right, that sounds cool. Ray Borg looks thin, says Ishmael Kirill. Let's go, says G-Man. Let's see. We doing stuff, says Darth Bane. If Ray Borg versus Mighty Mouse falls through again, I officially lose all interest in the flyweight division. Jake Troy, if that did happen, it would be devastating for that division. It would be absolutely devastating for that division. I can't. Yeah. So I don't know. Fucking DMs, AIDS. I get AIDS in my DMs. It's unbelievable. Okay. So yeah, that's that. All right. So Verdum versus Lewis. Verdum versus Lewis is happening. I am extremely excited about the Black Beast return. A little nervous that he said he's a little distracted by the hurricane. A little nervous about that, but I feel this is going to be a fun fight to watch. Now, Black Beast. Now, I was going to ask you guys who you think is going to win the Johnson versus Borg fight. I'm not even going to bother with that shit. Hotshot, what's up? Hotshot's here. Hey, Chris. I'm just dropping by real quick.
Wrap one on one shoulder.
Like the vid?
You're gonna wrap the other on the other shoulder, and you're gonna need a fucking army to come take them belts off me.
Marlyn's here.
Much love from the OG 7%.
There you go. 7%. Sweetheart. Marlynn drops $2. Thank you so much, Marlynn. You are wonderful, wonderful. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
It's always good to see Marlynn jumping in. Thank you, Marlynn. And Hotshot, by the way, Hotshot jumped in from our football stream. Hotshot's a good person. Hotshot will probably see you again this weekend for another terrible Giants stream. I'll probably be doing that. That's on the second channel, not the MMA-Holes. And we made some cool friends over there. And Hotshot jumps over and says hi. So welcome, Hotshot, to this swole sexy mess called the MMA-Holes. Let me know in the chat right now. Like I said, I'm not even gonna take a vote for Johnson versus Borg. I'm just gonna let's just. I mean, does anyone fucking think Borg's gonna win this fucking fight? I don't think anyone's gonna win the fight against Demetrius Johnson. But Verdum versus Lewis is a very interesting fight. Very, very interesting. So I need to know right now in the chat before Justin the Fort Sumter jumps on. He will be jumping on shortly to talk about his fight at CES. CES is a pretty cool organization, by the way. And the best part about CES is they retweeted this. So SEGA on CES's Twitter, they retweet. I couldn't even believe they retweeted that. So fucking funny. I was laughing so hard when I saw that. But thank you, CES, for retweeting that. You're awesome. Black Beast, Lewis or Verdum? Let me know in the chat who you have. Very tough one for me because my heart is with the Beast. But Verdum is very good. He still has something left. All right. Marlon says, you're welcome. Marlon's awesome. Welcome back to the chat. Marlynn Lane is here on a Swole Sexy Show. Beast will ankle pick him, says Steven Cedillo. Beep, beep, says Jessie Belle. Let's see. Verdum says Kenshiro. Kane Place says, no, I don't do drugs, Darth, unlike you. Borg won't even make it to the octagon, says Mr. Danky, which is possible. Want them answer, ask the mule. Let's see. Want them answer. Mule. We want them answers. Gary, what's up? He says his chances are slim. They are slim. Tanner R says, George, what does that mean? You're remaking less sense than the night you rambled like a belligerent druggie on Google Hangouts. Lewis says Tree 77. I do drugs. I just took half of it, says Steven Cedillo. Enjoy the ride. Wasn't the beast, says Olympia Life. Lewis will lose due to cardio. So cardio issues. Now, G-Man, there has been footage that has leaked that Derek Lewis looks like a spring chicken out there, the way he's pouncing around. Looks like he's been really working on that cardio. He looks nice and trimmed, too, when they were doing the interviews yesterday. Who knows? Maybe he did. Maybe he did get that cardio going. I am rooting for Lewis. I will give you my pick on Saturday. But I'm rooting hard for the Black Beast. He's one of my favorites. For Dummies, going to kick his ass. For Dummies. He's going to kick his ass. Fucked a black piece, says James Ortega. Beast, says Tree 77. All right, let's see what else we got here. Lewis and the Lewis will take a dump on him. His boo-boo. Got a boo-boo. And you don't know the half of me, says Steven Cedillo. Let's see. I don't like Verdum. He has a chest of a 7-year-old. It is true. If you look at Verdum's chest, I think Marlon has mentioned this before. It's a very weird-looking chest. I mean, listen, he's getting a little older, so sometimes gravity takes place. But Verdum's chest, you don't see it here. He does have a weird pizza-titted chest. Where is it? Fabricio Verdum. That is true. Guys, we have 51 in that tip jar. Keep on liking this video so we can play the 10 more likes song. Keep it going and flowing live on the MMA-Holes. But it looks like we have a split room. I've seen a couple of Verdums. I've seen a couple of Lewises. Half his sub says Tommy Arnold. The Black Beast is going to get his ass beat, says James Ortega. Kane Place says Lewis cardio is a lot better. Who's seen his Insta training? That's what I was talking about, Kane Place. It does look better. Seriously, if you like a girl saying, fuck me, daddy, George, you're a fucking weirdo. That shit is weird as fuck. And a bitch who says that had some major daddy issues, says KMX. Jay Smooth says Lewis for the win. Lewis for the win.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Wine coolers for Marlynn Lane. That's right, Marlon. You hitting that bottle? I want to root for the Black Beast because he's from Texas. There you go. I'm 2-4. Hey, another Texas peep over here. G-Man Mule says the Mule is rooting for him too. But after the last couple performances, it's going to be tough. George is on drugs rambling, says Darth Bane. George is in full effect. We have old vintage George, Filthy George in the chat. So it's good to see the OGs mixing with the new Gs here on the MMA-Holes. Let me know in the chat right now, with a 69, if this is the first time that you are one of the MMA-Holes. If this is the first time seeing the show with the 50 people, it's like with the 50, Stimpy, with the 50 people watching, let me know in the chat with the 69s. While that happens, we have a guest over here, the Fort, Justin Sumter. What's going on, Justin? Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me again.
Well, this is exciting. It's good to see you. I see you're on a different angle over here. I like that. You're keeping us on our feet. You're all over the place. Yeah. It's good stuff. All right, I'm going to put my camera on so you can see me because God knows you need to see my beautiful mug. And there I am. Hey, Justin, I'm looking right at you. All right, Justin.
You do something different with your hair?
It is shorter. It's like a freaking, I got like a 10-year-old haircut today. They went a little too short. I hate when that happens, but yeah, it's different. That happens. You ever go to a barber right now? I know you keep it very short, but do you ever go to the barber and you're like, I want this, and you leave with something totally different?
I would say it's happened to me like once or twice, but with my hair, like if it's something that I don't like, I usually just like shave it off and start all over. So, and my hair grows pretty quick, so.
Yeah, and you can rock a bald head way better than I can. I am so pale and look like a cancer patient when I shave my head. So I need hair. Please, hair stay on my head because I look terrible. But at least you could rock that bald thing. It looks great, Justin.
Thanks. Well, I mean, my head's like you get more dimples and stuff. when you're shaded, but I'm so tall, and normally people can't really see that well.
That's true, and you're higher above altitude, so yeah, that is true. Guys, Justin of Fort Sumter's live on the MMA Holes. Justin is a friend of the show. I've said this before. I'm going to say it again. Justin was our first mixed martial artist to ever appear on the MMA Holes, and it's great to see the growth of the Fort. Not your penis, your actual growth as a fighter. This is exciting to see, Justin.
Thanks.
It's like, how do I respond to that? Justin fights out of FAA. He also fights for an organization called CES. Okay, there it is. FAA all day. Justin representing. Justin Sumter has some killers over there on FAA. Go check out his Instagram, J_the Fort Sumter _ Sumter. I have it right above my head. Go check that out over there. And he is one of the MMA Holes. Not only is he one of the MMA Holes, he's thrown our name out there on freaking TV, for God's sakes. I mean,
yeah,
he's officially one of this dysfunctional mess. Now, Justin, I am excited right now. Not because you're here. I mean, I'm always excited that you're here. But I am excited because finally we get to put a face in the cage next to your beautiful face. And now there is an opponent. There's an announcement.
Yeah.
So let us know who you're fighting.
I'm fighting a guy named Cedric Goodridge. He fights out of New Jersey. He's a well-taught fighter that's been around for a while. So I would say this is the biggest test of my career. So I'm just, ready to step in there and do work.
Yeah, I noticed he is a veteran. He's been around for a long time. I'm going to throw him right on the screen over here so everyone can see it. CES 46, October 27th, Twin River. And there it is. I noticed when I went over to the website too on CES, I noticed that you're like front and center over there. I mean, CES.
Yeah, they kind of like me, So they really want to play me up and kind of ride this wave that I have going on.
Well, a wave is indeed what you have going on there because you are on, if I'm not mistaken, a 5-fight winning streak.
Yeah.
5 fights in a Fugan.
No, 4 fights. 4 fights.
Oh, 4, right. I'm sorry.
This will be the 5th one.
That's right. I forgot. I see in the future. So I'm gonna have a crystal ball over here. So yeah, I'm automatically assuming that you're gonna have a 5-fight winning streak. But 4 fights in a row. All your fights besides one was a devastating. I mean, you just put people away. You don't waste any time in that cage. The last fight, I think, was the most fun to watch because we got to see a 3-round performance by you. And basically, we got to see everything in that fight. We got to see a little bit of ground game, a little bit of striking. Your defense is fantastic. Your strength, which I've mentioned multiple times, the way you are able to control that cage is very, very impressive. To the new people here on the MMA Holes, just explain a little bit about yourself. I know we've explained your backstory a million times, but just give a little history just for the newer people over here so they can kind of get an idea of who we're talking to.
Yeah, I started doing MMA 2011. It was after, I wrestled in high school for 3 years. Didn't do anything my my freshman year in college. And then someone was like, hey, man, you should watch me fight. And it was one of my good friends, and he was like, skinny, 144 pounds, all bones. And I saw him fight, and I was like, man, if I really wanted to, I could do that. So, I kind of put it in my head. And I used to weigh 245 pounds, cut down to 205, walked around like 210. And within after I started training, they asked me 30 days, literally 30 days after I started training, they asked me if I wanted to fight this guy in Florida. And, ever since then, I took that fight, beat the guy in a minute, 30 seconds. It's been hooked ever since.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, you can check out on YouTube. There's multiple videos where you can check out the Fort in action. And he makes quick work over here. Now, did it feel good, that last fight, to get a chance to go 3 rounds, to see how the cardio could work out? Did you find... what did you find that was helpful from that fight?
You know what I mean? It was kind of like a catch-20, you know what I mean? Because it was good for me that, I went in there and I fought 3 hard rounds. But, with my track record, if you look, I finished people in the first round, and then they see that I can finish fights, go all 3 rounds. So then they're like, oh, shoot. That he's a real tough guy. He can end people quick and can also, go 15 minutes and not have a problem. So, I mean, not if the real fighters, they're going to say, I mean, he's a good competitor. But the people that, want easy fights, they're going to be like, well, that's a really tough guy. I don't really think I want to fight him. So it kind of, it's good one side and it's bad the other. But for me personally, just to know that I can go 15 rounds, 15 minutes is, says a lot. Because, I train hard. A lot of the problem was just my mental aspect of not visualizing me going past the first round because, I want to finish people. So it was good for me.
Yeah, and it was a lot of fun to watch. We did a reaction video over here on the MMA-Holes, and it was so cool to see you get your hand raised. Now, this is going to be on Access TV again?
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome. And it is on October, I lost the freaking date. What was that?
27th.
27th. Okay, there we go. October 27th. It's right around the corner. Now, I looked into this guy that you're fighting. Now, I remember they were trying to find an opponent for you. Now, when you're an athlete of this caliber, it is difficult to get opponents. That's what I've been hearing through the grapevine, that it is tough to find opponents out there. And this guy, how did they find Shedrick Goodridge? How did they find him? Did they have to reach out to him and be like, hey, you game to fight this guy? Or do you know the story?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how it goes. Because, like me personally, I would like to fight, just about anybody that's in the 85-pound division. But right now, I'm in that point where to get the money that I want for the fights, I have to build my record up. So, getting somebody with the same record as me is tough. Someone with 5 fights, fight a guy that's, on a 4-fight winning streak that really puts people out. I have 14 amateur fights. So that's real tough, but I could get like a guy that's 7-0 or 8-1 or something like 6-8. So that they have that, established record. That really aren't afraid to fight somebody like an up-and-comer like me.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's got to be scary to get in the cage with an up-and-comer like you. And this gentleman, Chocolate Thunder, I'm going to put his thing up over here. Shedrick Goodridge is the gentleman that's fighting you. Now, he does have a lot of experience. I'm noticing this. There was a couple of things that stand out, and I wanted to ask you about this because, I mean, when you look at your stats, I mean, you're on fire right now. You're a pretty hot up-and-coming fighter. But when you look at the stats over here with Shedrick Goodridge, he's a 6-8-0 pro record. He is an AMI champion and this and that. I think he's won 2 belts or something like that in amateur. But I've noticed a couple of things here, and I'm curious how do you prepare for something like this? When you have a guy that hasn't fought since 2014, I noticed there's 1 million canceled bouts over here. He has fought in Bellator.
Yep.
He has a ton of experience over here, but off of this long rest, coming off of a loss, I mean, he hasn't fought since 2014. I'm curious, what is the deal now? Does this guy is he just trying to get back into MMA? Is CES setting up a trap fight for you? Are they setting up a layup fight for you? Like, what do you think is going on with this?
Like, if you look out the Alec Hoban, the only reason that fight didn't happen was just because he missed weight. Okay. So, like, he trained for the fight, he got to the fight, but he didn't miss weight. So that's why I put in here this fight. I made it at 195 pounds. So that way, if you're not going to make 195 pounds, you really shouldn't be fighting at 185 pounds. I make 95, like I can go to sleep, wake up tomorrow, not eat anything tomorrow, and be 195 pounds.
Yeah.
So I made this easy for him and easy for me, so we can get this fight going. Because a lot of times it's like I just want to fight. So like that. Some people would be mad. I was like, hey, why are you giving this guy, an extra edge, not cutting the weight? I mean, him not cutting the weight, me not cutting the weight. I'm thinking about myself. Like, if I don't have to think about cutting weight and I can just focus on training, that's hands down way better than,
sure,
coming in there dehydrated and what have you. So I made it at 95 so he can come in and make this weight. So, not saying he was ready for that fight. He might have been, he might have not have been, he might have did something wrong. But, he had that fight late last year, but it got canceled. Mm-hmm. So, he's still, hopefully he's still in tune. And, we have a good fight.
I mean, I feel bad for this guy already. I'm looking around. I feel really bad, Justin. I think you just try to be nice to him when you beat him. Now here's another thing that stands out too. When he fought in Bellator, wow, he fought Brennan Ward too. That wasn't even in Bellator.
Yeah. Well, see, now that comes in a lot of his fights. He fights good people. So, you know, like if you say those names, you know who they are because they're significant right now.
Sure.
So that speaks more on him than his record does. His record doesn't really speak to his ability. You know, he probably took some fights that he shouldn't have, but you know, it's the name of the game. It, like especially early on, you have to take smart fights. Obviously, that was a Brandon Ward fight. You know, Brandon Ward was 3-0, and he stepped in the cage against a guy that was 2-2. So that was a fight for Brandon Ward. So you gotta think about, especially when you're a fighter, you gotta think about who you fight, when you fight them, and just make sure it's more beneficial to your career than the other guy.
We will take questions in the chat, by the way. If you do have questions for Justin the Fort Sumter, pro MMA fighter. He's fought around everywhere. He's with CES right now. I'm telling you guys, keep an eye out for this man. He is not playing around. When he wins, he wins. I mean, you can't blink during his fights. He's very impressive. Now, I did notice, I want to speak one more thing about your opponent over here, because I'm fascinated by this guy. I mean, I see that he's also fought at 173, did a catch weight in Bellator at 173. So he's been at 173, and then he goes up to he's going up to 195. He's all over the fucking place. This guy, he doesn't even know where he belongs. I mean, do you think he just takes fights just to get the fights, or I'm curious of what his deal is?
You know, it could be, like he wants to test himself. He's been around and hopefully it comes to the point where, he finds what's, well suited for him. I think that probably was a fight that he wanted. He probably was a little bit lighter, and he was able to, Bellator fight short notice, or you can get this fight if you fight at something between 70 and 90 and 80. So it especially for Bellator. So it could be something like that.
Okay, so now I'm gonna reword this question because Brian Roger he gets a little autistic with his questions, but it's a good question. Okay. If you're fighting a guy at 6-8, how dangerous is that for you to fight a guy with a record like that? He basically has nothing to lose in a situation like this. How do you take a fight serious when you see the record like that? I mean, granted, he is a seasoned veteran. I mean, he's been around for a while. He's been in a lot of wars. So how do you feel that this fight could be very dangerous for you?
Well, I think all fights are dangerous. I mean, I gotta, when I fight, I train to the best of my ability, and I train to be the best person I can be at that point in time. So, I'm going in there to the same game plan I had when I came in there to fight Tim Karen, my first fight. This guy is in there to, take my bread, take the food out of my mouth. And I got to stop him, so that's how I take all my fights, because if you underestimate things just like Michael Bisping and Luke Rockhold, he just underestimated just for that split second, and that split second just cost him the title, and now he has to make his way back up. So
is it frustrating to fight at all different weights? Like, would you rather stay at a specific weight? Or is it doesn't really matter to you?
Well, depending on where your career path is going. So if I'm trying to, make a quick shot up to the top, or I want to be a consistent, kind of consistent, everybody knows me, I'm a middleweight. So I could take a fight short notice for 205 because I walk around like 215. I can cut down 205, no problem. And, if it's a good fight, take it. And that way, this guy's willing to take anything. Next thing you know, there's a short notice, somebody pulled out of a 205 fight. They're like, oh, this guy fights 205. I can jump up there, fight 205, then go back to 85. So there's a lot of fluidity with persons that, are able to take different weights. But, staying consistent makes it a little bit better. in my head, because you don't have to worry about anything. If you're consistent, you have a set program. You just follow a set program every single time. It's like clockwork. You don't have to really think about it. It just happens.
Yeah. Now we're live with Justin the Fort Sumter on the MMA-Holes. Good friend of the MMA-Holes. It's always great to have Justin back. Now, okay, UFC middleweight division's a little bit of a mess right now. I mean, you said before that you would love to fight a guy like Chris Weidman. Now, time has passed. Who would you pick on? Would you still want to fight a guy like Chris Weidman now, or is there someone else on your hit list that you could pull out of that middleweight division? Someone else that stands out?
Man, I really just want to beat up Michael Bisping, but he's the champ. You got to work your way up. It's cool, Like I think he's probably like the worst champ. Like he doesn't want to fight people. He should fight people. But that's all political in the UFC. But I have my eye on this one guy. He beat me when I was amateur for a title. He didn't really he missed weight by like 8 pounds. And then didn't even try to make it. We still fought because I drove from Alabama, but Eric Anders, he got a short notice fight against what's his name? A Brazilian guy, but he knocked him out in the first round. So it's I would like to fight him. You know what I mean? Get that W back, and like he's been fighting the same way since our last fight. So I'm just ready to put that one back and reset it and get that W. So that's one guy like I'm definitely got my eyes on, but I'm not trying to rush it. I'm just trying to build what I'm doing now and just continue on the same path because I got to stay in my lane. As soon as our lanes cross, I'm gonna take that lane, but I got to stay in my lane right now.
One step at a time. What do you think about the ranking system right now? It's all over the place. You got super fights, you got catch weight belt, interim belts and all that stuff. What do you think about something like that? If you got thrown into the mix, you get signed with the UFC, and all of a sudden this ranking system, you see how it is. Would you play the game and try to do that whole trash talk and be a superstar thing? Or would you just put your head down and just go for it? Like what do you think of the ranking system right now?
You know what I mean? It's. I would say it's less on the skill based and more on like the much you can talk. But for me personally, I think actions speak louder than words. You know what I mean? I don't try to talk down on people. I don't. You speak the truth. If you just speak the truth, then everything works out. So, there's nothing you have to kind of put, keeping your head. Because if you tell the truth, hey, you don't worry about it, because it's the truth. If you tell a lie or you try to badmouth somebody, it's gonna come back. You're gonna think about it in the fight. Oh, I said this. You got to do this, and that's just keep it copacetic, be calm, collective, and try to get along with everybody. There's gonna be people that don't like you, and that's just a given. But they let them do their own thing, and you just do yours. So
okay, Ishmael Carrillo, he says, Justin, you juicehead turkey. Now, is juicehead turkey a bad thing to say to somebody?
Juicehead turkey. I don't really know what a juicehead turkey is, but
I think Conor McGregor said it. Conor called the bodyguards of Floyd Mayweather. He called them juicehead turkeys. So I don't even know. Just stupidity. We're live with Justin the Fort Sumter. He has got a big fight October 27th, CES. Now, where are you fighting on this card? Do you know where you stand on this card?
I don't know the lineup yet. They haven't really announced it. Probably a week before or something like that. They'll kind of throw that together. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's find out about that. Now, here's the big question. The question that everyone in the chat wants to know. The question is this. Once Justin the Fort Sumter gets his hand raised in the air, victorious, will he shout out the MMA-Holes one more time in that cage?
I wish I could.
Oh, no.
But I got, because they took that off the air. So they aired it live.
Okay.
And then they took it off of the broadcast.
Really?
So, yeah, because you can't because really, if you say anything other than Access TV, it kind of puts them in a whole like, oh well, are they going to ask for money or are they going to? So
wait,
to be copacetic. But what I can do is I will get you guys on my banner.
Oh wow!
So that way, so you can see it. So you just see it, and that makes it a little bit better. So I can't say anything, but they can see it.
Well, there you go. Now that is freaking awesome. Hey, let's get on that banner. If you're pumped up about that in the chat, let me know. That's awesome, Justin. Justin, we would love to get on that banner. Now, unlike the UFC you can't have banners on there because of the whole Reebok situation. Yeah. But you could drop a banner over the side, no problems, and I'm assuming ads and whatever sponsors, no worries on that. So that's great. There you go. Hey, look at that. That's exciting to hear. I thought it was because of the name, the A-Holes. I was like, oh, here we go. CES is getting all butthurt, but it's not that.
Yeah. Well, no, because I was looking for it. Like I've searched the online for anything. The Access TV, like they just cut it off as soon as the fight's over, and they raise my hand, they just cut it off. Yeah. So that's and I'm like, why is that the only thing that they cut off? But
that was so weird. Yeah, I was looking for it too. I'm like, where is this? I mean, Lewis got a video of it from the crowd, but that's the only thing we got from it. So yeah, that kind of stinks. But hey, listen, we heard it, we got it, so that's all that matters. And you gave us a shout out, which was the coolest thing ever. So I do appreciate that. It's awesome. So Justin the Fort Sumter live. This is exciting news. He's fighting a gentleman over here at CES, October 27th. And I'm gonna throw it up over here on the screen. Where is it? Justin the Fort Sumter. Go follow him on Instagram. J_the Fort. THAFORT_Sumter. And here it is. CES 46. Twin Rivers. How can we get tickets for this? How can we watch this? Let the MMA-Holes know how we could get our hands on this beautiful fight.
Well, if you guys aren't, like in my circle where I can drive, you can go to Cage Tix. I'll put it on the chat so everyone can see it. But I can't do .com, right?
Oh shoot, yeah. You know what? Actually, DM me and I'll drop it in the chat. But there's a I'm the only one that could send links in this thing because people send horrible things, so I had to block them.
All right.
So, but if you
I think
shoot me.
Okay. I just put a space in between it.
Okay.
So cagetix.com/CES, and you select a fight. It's October 27th, and you go down.
Okay.
And then you select the fighter, Justin the Fort, and then you select what type of ticket you want.
All right, so now there's a really important question in the chat. You might have seen it. Brian Rogers asking, is your cock over 7 inches with a boner?
I believe so. I haven't measured in a while, so I'll have to
Shit.
Next time we're on, I'll verify.
Where's the girlfriend right now? Get her in the room. We need to ask her this. All right, we'll get the measuring tape and we'll get that out. Justin the Fort Sumter live on the MMA-Holes CES. It's going down. It's exciting. I'm actually really pumped up about this, man. I think I'm gonna. You know what? It's coming up soon. I gotta talk to Lewis. I'm sure he's gonna be there. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll just show up at this Fuker and cause a ruckus over there. CES 46 is what we're talking about.
Yeah, if you want to, but you can't stream it. That's the only.
That is a problem. Yeah.
If you do, well, I don't know how. You could probably try to put in a press thing where you can go in, like there's a press line behind the cage. Mm-hmm. You could do that.
Maybe I will get it. All right, I'll talk to Lewis about that.
Yeah, talk to Lewis and see if you can do that. That'd be cool.
Now, what's the odds? We discussed this before in your walkout. First of all, what song are we walking out to? Same song that you usually walk out to, or something new?
Well, no, actually, you can't. You have to. They choose your. Well, they give you a list. So you say like rap, R&B, country. They have a list of names that don't have rights to them.
Oh,
songs that don't have rights, and so then you choose from that list, which sucks,
Yeah, that's crazy. But, I guess because it's on TV, they have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Well, look at that. Flawless says MMA-Holes are lit, and Flawless, you're wonderful, wonderful. We're live with Justin Sumter. Now, okay, you're gonna come out to that. That's gotta suck. I mean, does that mess with your head?
Well, the last time it was like a dubstep song that I've heard before.
Okay.
So it's kind of good. And I was like, yeah, I liked it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know what song I was going to come out to until I came out. So that was kind of good. So I'm just going to choose that song again.
All right, so here's the deal, Justin. I tried to come out on your shoulders one of the fights. What's the odds I could be on your shoulders while you walk to the cage this time? Juggling.
I don't think they'll let it.
I mean, listen, I think it would be good luck if I was sitting on your shoulders, right? I was juggling while you were walking into the cage. I mean, you would be so pumped up for this fight if you had me. Let me know in the chat if you want to see that on your shoulders, just juggling. No, maybe not. All right, I had to try. When you go to the UFC, I want to be on your shoulders. Actually, you know what? If you go back to Bellator, because Bellator, they don't give a fuck over there. They'll let you do whatever the hell you want. You come in with a club over your shoulder if you wanted. So maybe Bellator. But we're going to see in your UFC. I have a good feeling that Justin the Fort Sumter will be in the UFC. I see contender series. I see a lot of things in the future of the Fort. Now, we've spoken about what is the future of Justin the Fort Sumter. After this fight, what's the plan? Are you looking to go for a title fight with CES, or what is the plan after a fight like this? Like, are you going to be calling anyone out?
Nah, not really. You know what I mean? I personally, well, I mean, after talking with my team, it's all about, you know, you want to be fluid, and especially in the local scene. That being said, I can go to any promotion I want to. You know, CES is great right now. So, you know, I mean, I just don't want to call anybody out. You know, they put the people in front of me who they think I should fight. You know, talk with my team. You know, if it's a good fight, it's a good fight. You know, take it and just progress my career that way. So if I happen to be available for a short notice UFC fight that's happening in November in Madison Square Garden, which would be awesome if anybody from the UFC is listening, because would be cool. But, you know, something like that.
God, that would be awesome. That would be absolutely awesome. Hey, listen, if that falls through, we're going to be doing meetups over there at the Garden for UFC 217. So, Justin, if you're not doing anything, you might have to hang with the MMA-Holes. We have to drag you down over there. He's just laughing.
I would like to, but depending on the tickets, because the last time the tickets were like ridiculous.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they are pricey. I tell you what, they are still not sold out. The UFC does a terrible job, especially when it comes to MSG. They do an absolutely horrible job, and I'm going to complain for a second right now. If you have the pre-sale code, you get screwed. You get screwed if you have the pre-sale code to any of these events. Never get the pre-sale code, because what happens is you buy the seats, you're 17 rows up, then it goes to the general public, and you could be 17 rows lower for the same freaking price. It's ridiculous. I don't know if you've ever run into those problems before, but it's annoying.
No. I did do the pre-sale tickets for the first one they're going to have at Madison. I was like, awesome. Then I saw it, then I was like, shit. That's a lot. I was like, nah, I'm past.
Yeah.
You know?
Sometimes it's not worth it, man. Sometimes you're better off just staying at home and just kicking back on the couch, have a nice cold beer, and just watch the fights that way. Who do you think? Kevin Lee, Tony Ferguson at UFC 216. Who's going to win this fight?
I think Ferguson just has that you know, extra variable. You know, Kevin Lee's a great athlete. You know what I mean? Good striking, great wrestling, but Ferguson is just more dynamic. He's a well-tuned striker. He's an awesome grappler, jiu-jitsu artist. And I think, you know, he's just going to kind of play with Kevin Lee, because Kevin's probably going to come in a little bit more aggressive than he usually does. And he's just going to fall into one of Ferguson's traps. You know, like, it's just, I think, you know, like, if you look at his record, he has, you know, half of his wins are subs. He's a really good submission artist, but I don't think he has the same pedigree and technique as Ferguson.
Yeah, I agree, man. Tony Ferguson is just so good. He's so good. He's so well-rounded, and I like Kevin Lee a lot. I think Kevin Lee, what is he, only 25 years old? The kid's got such a bright future. You know what I like about Kevin Lee is he's starting to find his character. Like, he's starting to find his groove, and he seems like one of the nicest guys with interviews. At first, I was like a little put off. I was like, wait, who is he trying to be like McGregor? What is he trying to do? I think he's starting to fall into his own little rhythm over here. And I think Kevin Lee has a very, very bright future, but Not ready for Tony Ferguson, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good step up fight for him. You know what I mean? Just to see, you know, I mean, not to say I'm sleeping on him, but I just think, you know, when it boils down to kind of, you know, the technical ability, I think Ferguson just has it, you know. Yeah. But we shall see. I just want to see a good fight.
I'm going to ask you one more question about this UFC card, UFC 216. And then we're going to start winding this puppy down. There is a fight. Now, listen, Mighty Mouse versus Borg. It is what it is. It's freaking Mighty Mouse, for God's sakes. But I want to go with Derek Lewis versus Fabricio Verdum. I think this fight is absolutely fascinating. I love the Black Beast. He's one of my favorites. But fighting a guy like...
He's like one of my favorites, yeah.
He's so funny. And he's more well-rounded than people think. You know, I mean... Now we have a more mobile Black Beast. It looks like that this guy is, the way he's training on Instagram and everything like that, he's showing these videos where he's jumping around and doing all this mobility training and stuff. But he's fighting a tricky guy like Fabricio, former champ Verdum. What do you think Black Beast's chances are in this fight?
I think he has a real good chance. You know what I mean? It kind of boils down to his cardio. And if he can protect the body, because Verdum is a striker as well. And he's great at Muay Thai. So, you know, those knees to the bodies, those kicks to the body, that definitely will play a factor. And I think kind of the Black Beast needs to work in and out, trying to get his distance and try to not necessarily put him on his back, but, you know, knock Verdum off his timing. If he can knock him off his timing, you know, try to make him run into heavy shots, I think he has a good chance of winning. But it's definitely going to be, you know, his mobility definitely going to play a big factor in this. If he's able to move around and you know, get out without getting touched, protect his body, I think those are going to be the key points in this fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. I can't wait for this fight. Actually, I can't wait for the card. I think the card's a very good card. Where will you be watching this? Will you be watching UFC 216?
I'll be watching it at Orange Ale House. This is place that's you know, real good to us and my team. You know, they kind of set up an area for all the guys to get back and watching on some big screen TV. So they're real cool people.
All right, so Justin the Fort Sumter, he's got a huge fight, giving us his predictions for UFC 216. Okay, here we go. October 27th, it's going down. What kind of victory is Justin the Fort Sumter predicting on this fight here? Big fight, one of the biggest fights of his career. Where does Justin the Fort Sumter put this fight? Does he finish his opponent? Does he go to distance? How does he do it?
I think it's going to be a finish. You know what I mean? Like, this guy's good. He's real good. He's a real good striker. But, you know what I mean? I just think my skill level is considerably different than anything he's faced. You know, I fought guys like him before. And, you know what I mean? Just implement my timing. When I implement my timing, you know, I can set up just about anything. So that's the kind of game plan, and, you know, just piece them apart and ultimately put them away.
There you go. Finish by the Fort. That's what Justin the Fort something says. Justin, listen, man, I always love having you on here. You're always welcome back on the show. If you want to pop in one more time before that fight, you're always welcome back. So, Justin, here we go. This is the stage is yours. Go for it. Say whatever you would like to say. Sponsors, and throw your shout-outs out right now.
Just want to thank everybody for, you know, joining, watching. You know, we have a good amount of people watching. So thank you guys. Thank you for my sponsors, CT Supplements, Gracie Medical Cryotherapy, Wash and Wag, Miltech, and all the other people. Just got a pawn shop sponsoring me. So shout outs to them. And, you know, follow me on. I need to get more Twitter followers, guys. I really need it, you know, so I can get verified. But if you can, just give me a follow on Instagram, on Facebook, and Twitter. Greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, definitely follow Justin the Fort Sumter. I'm going to show you guys his Twitter account. And yeah, you know, speaking of verified, I actually just reached out to him. Have you reached out to Twitter about verification? Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, I reached out to him before, and they're like, I mean, we don't think it's necessary. Mm-hmm. And yeah, you know, all right, it's all right. You know, not now. You know, I'm not as big as I'm going to be, so you know, it's not. It's just water in the bridge right now.
Well, we're gonna get you verified for sure. It's at Justin Sumter on Twitter. Justin _ the Fort Sumter Underscore Sumter. There it is, right over there. Go follow him on Twitter. And if everyone that follows Justin, make sure you send him a nice dick pic because he loves the dick pics in the DMs, right? That's what everyone loves in the DMs. I mean, it's always so much fun. But yeah, go give him a follow over there on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook, all over the place over there. Justin, thank you so much for coming on. Good luck in the fight, and I'll definitely talk to you before then.
Thank you, guys. Thank you very much.
Right.
And I don't do steroids. It's on that.
That's every fucking time. Every time these guys, does Justin do steroids? No, he's just goddamn. He's a goddamn beast. He's a goddamn beast. All right, thank you, Justin. We'll see you next time.
All right, man. Peace.
All right, there is Justin of Fort Sumter live on the MMA-Holes, and that was exciting. It's always good to have Justin on here live on this Swole Sexy show. He does a good job. Marlyn Lane, I dropped you the link if you want to jump on. We're going to go about 24 more minutes live on the MMA-Holes. Justin's always fun to have back on. I have a loyalty to Justin, man. Not only did he shout out the MMA-Holes live on TV, but he's just a good friend, man. He came on. He was the first guest. You could check the videos down below in the description. Not in the description. I don't know, on the channel somewhere. And you could see our first encounter, me and Justin, and how bad the setup was behind me. We've only been on for a little over a year, but we made some good friends, and Justin is definitely a good person over there. Justin of Fort Sumter, go follow him on Twitter. Nasty, man. He's nasty. Watch him. He may come across as a sweetheart on the MMA-Holes, but goddamn, my man can fight. We got 10 more likes. Brady dances for likes.
I've got 10 more likes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. Fuck you. Dislikes. Yes.
I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I've got 10 more likes. I hope the dislikes die of AIDS.
Guys in the chat right now, I have to know, does Justin of Fort Sumter grab a win at CES? Check it out. CES 46 is the fight. Exciting fight. He's fighting a veteran over there. It could be a dangerous fight, yeah, but I have a lot of faith in the Fort. Good friend of the show. I say win. Win or loss. Let me know in the chat right now. Let me know what you guys think. I go win. Nice job, Justin, says Jed Hud. Not trying to be fun six, says Tanner. Steven Cedillo, Justin got that same Davis Jr. smile. Sammy Davis Jr. smile. Marlon says, at the MMA-Holes, okay, I'll call in a sec. Okay, great. We'll get Marlyn Lane live on the MMA-Holes. Marlyn Lane is a staple of the show. She is an OG 7%er, and she is wonderful, wonderful. Another 7%er is our moderator, Jessie Belle Hill. Down in the description down below, the after show. Go check out the after show. Jessie Belle Hill will be doing that, and we'll be discussing everything that happened on the show and some MMA stuff and some topics. Some topics. All right. UFC 216. We're going to talk a little bit more UFC 216 right now because it is fight week. Michael Anzalone says, sure, that's a win. Justin will win the Kumati, says Carrillo. Most definitely, says Jed Hud. Ann H is here. 7%er says, yes, Justin is going to win. Michael Anzalone says, Justin looks pretty tough. Win. KMX193 says, George told me that he likes jerking off when Jessie is on stream. I wish I was kidding. Brian Roy, there's like a weird... There's a weird thing between KMX and George. Brian Rogers says, love Justin, but he is he that dumb that he was wondering why Twitter won't verify him with 370 followers. Now, Brian Roger, there are people with 300 followers on Twitter that get verified. I've been doing a lot of research on this. But the reason why I reached out to Twitter to get verified was, well, there is other MMA holes out there, and they're fucking annoying. And I get tagged in the wrong thing. So there was an identity crisis with my show and other just MMA holes. I just get tagged the wrong thing. But the thing with Twitter is this. It's not about the amount of followers. It's if you have a case. Like if you have a valid case to be verified. The whole purpose of Twitter verifying you is not because of your following. It's just basically because of not being mistaken for someone else. That's it. That's what I found out. So when that happened, a light bulb went over my head, and I was like, fuck it, let me try. So I gave it a shot as well. So Justin can get verified. If you notice this, too, there are UFC fighters that are verified, but, I mean, hey, they're fighting in the UFC, so they have a little help with under 1,000 followers, and they're verified as well. So it is what it is. Let's see. Riley Reed, oh, my God. Let's see. Beep Jesse's mom and sister on the after show. So Jafui wants Jesse's mom and sister on the wonderful after show. George, I own my own shit like a real big dicked master. You got privately exposed and cried. So poor George is getting ripped apart over here. I can't say poor George, seriously, but George is getting ripped apart. Dana White is a Conor McGregor bitch, says James Ortega. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
Oh, Conor agrees. Riley Reed, #1 on the Pornhub charts and #1 in our hearts, says Ishmael Carrillo.
Wonderful.
Matthew Klein Cater paid big bucks to get verified, says Jake Troy. That's true, too. Money, you throw money around. There are ways. There are ways to get verified on Twitter. Really doesn't mean much. It would help me in a situation because when I reach out to certain guests, they see a fucking check and it's so ridiculous. So that's why I reached out, but who gives a fuck, to be honest. You do have a case, says Jet Hud. KMX193 says, damn, George is like, every time I say some shit about you, then he reads it. That's true, and I'm reading it again. Let's see. Yeah, I like John Jones and Daniel Cormier. So I like John Jones and Daniel Cormier, says Jet Hud. That's fair. I like John Jones as a fighter, even though he's a goddamn cheater. I like him as a fighter. So I have respect for John Jones. And even though the steroid thing is in play, I could never discredit a guy named John Jones. I've seen things from this guy, and I was very impressed. Maybe he is a cheater, but we've seen steroid. Anderson Silva. I still give Anderson Silva the utmost respect. That guy was so much fucking fun to watch. Maybe he was indeed a cheater, but it is what it is. Fegs keep saying my name, says Filthy George. Let's see what else we got here. Wow, everyone is on George. Will stand my ground. No, I won't back down. Did someone say you will stand your ground and you won't back down? It's interesting that you say that because...
That's right. I got just one life.
Everybody?
In a world that keeps on
sing
pushing
along.
me around, but stand my ground, and I won't back down.
Sing it.
I say, hey, baby,
blow your eardrums out.
There ain't no easy way out.
Once again.
I would say, hey, will stand my ground. And I won't back down.
There he is. The SEGA Camp. We played that earlier in tribute to Tom Petty. He did a nice little tribute over there. And it is wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, chat room. I'll be live on Friday too. I have that fucking Tom Petty song stuck in my head now. Just kidding. Rest in peace. Now it's all in good fun over here. Listen, Tom Petty, that whole situation sucks, man. It really does. I actually really like Tom Petty. I love his music, man. Guy put out some great songs. Fight Fan says, I like this song. Fight Fan, do you? That's right. Everyone sing along. The great Tom Petty, rest in peace. Rest in peace, Tom Petty. We will miss you. Chris Weidman's song. Chris Weidman picked this man to sing this song. That's right. All right.
And I say, hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
Sing.
I would say, hey, won't back down. Hey, baby, there ain't no easy way out.
Sing.
I would say, hey, will stand my ground, and I won't back down.
There you go. That was beautiful. It was such a beautiful rendition of Won't Back Down by the great SEGA Camp. Link in the description. Go follow SEGA Camp. And he is wonderful.
Wonderful.
All right, we're going to have final thoughts over here. I did send the link to MARLYNN Lane if she wants to jump in real quick. But let's run through this card over here. Okay? I will be getting into some more detail on Friday. And on Saturday is Fight Buddies. That's right. Jeez, Jay Smooth. It's terrible. Rest in peace, Petty Moss. Disgracing his name with this weekend shit. I'm sorry. I have to fucking play it. I have to. How could you not? How could you not play that song? I mean, a tribute like that. I'm telling you right now, when I pass, I want someone to do a tribute to this. I want a tribute to that. I want SEGA Camp to do that, and I want to play it at my funeral. Or like the Pervert Cameraman. Any of the beautiful songs that I sang on the MMA-Holes. Or Jessie's tits showing. I would love for that to be covered by the great SEGA Camp. So it's a great honor to have a man like SEGA Camp cover. That's right. All right, so here we go. Beneil Dariush versus Evan Dunham is a sexy fight. I think Dariush is coming off of a loss. Dunham is on fire, if I'm not mistaken. But let's look at the statisticals over here. Dunham looks like a caveman. Scroll through, and yes, he has been on a little bit of fire. 4-fight winning streak is the Dunham. So big fight for my man over here, Mr. Dunham. Go over on this side, and I'm almost positive he fucking lost his last fight, but let's see. Beneil Dariush, number 12 versus number 14, and there he is, Dariush. Scroll down over here, and yep. 2 in a row, and then won his last against Edson Barboza. I couldn't fucking remember. Sublime Bud gave me a like, and that's nice. All right. Keep liking this video. Get us to 70 likes. You have 12 minutes to get us to 70 likes. 12 minutes. Will the MMA-Holes get us to 70 likes? Smash the shit out of that like button. And let's make the man dance one more time as we look at this fight card. Now, I'm going to give you my guaranteed picks on the Fight Buddies. I did say that Tony Ferguson will beat Kevin Lee. So that's going to happen. But the rest of the picks you're going to have to find out. Now, these two young ladies, I have no idea. What do you call a deer with no eyes? No idea. But these two young ladies, they've been added onto the card late. So we're just going to find out about them. It's a crapshoot. I don't know what the fuck. I watched them both stare at each other at their little media scrum thing. I don't know what the fuck you call it. But there's really nothing on these two young ladies, so we're just going to find out about that the night of. Fabricio Verdum versus Derek Lewis. We spoke about that a couple of times tonight. Good stuff, man. Good stuff there. Good stuff here. Why not? I'm in. Even though I feel Mighty Mouse is going to beat the snot out of Ray Borg, I am in. Let's see him break the record. Let's see if he cries. Ferguson versus Lee is lit. Come back down to the prelims. And Stamen versus, I can't say his name, the Fire Kid. Let's just say that. Good fight. 15-1, 15-1. I say good stuff there. I say real good stuff.
Fap.
Over here, Brooks is back. Will Brooks is back on the prelims versus Nick Lentz. I'm in. Marlyn, you didn't get the link? I thought I sent you the link. I'll send it again. Let's see. I sent it via email. So check your emails, but we'll send it again. Actually, I sent it to the wrong person. All right. Let's see. Marlyn, I'm going to send it one more time over here. Let's get you in for a quickie. A Marlyn quickie. I sent it via email, so go check that out over there. Oh, did I just send it? Oh, fuck. I just did it live on the MMA-Holes. All right, let's see what else we got over here. In the chat room. In the swollenness. Let me get off this email thing. The fuck am I doing? I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Tired. We had 61 likes. 9 more likes. And we played a song. So keep liking that thing. Let's get to 70 before the after show starts. That's right. We have another one here. Lando Vernada, who is always fun to watch fight, versus Bobby Green, the King versus Groovy. I'm down. It was wrong. Wait, the link was wrong? The fuck was wrong? It was wrong. That's very vague. You sent the after show. I sent the after show? I sent you to Jessie. All right, hold on. Sorry, Marlyn. Apologies. The fuck is wrong with me? I sent it to the after show. All right, let's give Marlyn. Oh, my God. All right, the one that says sorry. Jesus Christ. I got so much AIDS. There we go. Sent that to Marlyn. I'll send that live. All right, there we go. Marlyn, I sent the wrong one. SEGA Camp. SEGA Camp. You put me on the thumbnail, you fucking awesome. No, SEGA. Even better. Even better, SEGA.
Hey, baby.
Here we go.
There ain't no easy way out.
We played your singing, buddy. Sega Camp. Go subscribe to Sega Camp. Go subscribe to Sega Camp. He's in the chat right now. Go give him a subscribe. We got him over 100 subscribers. Let's get him to 200.
I would say, hey, will stand my ground. And I won't back down.
He is in the chat right now, the Sega Camp Gamer. Go subscribe to my buddy. Down in the description, we have his link in every show. But he is in the chat, so go subscribe to my friend over there. He's wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful.
Okay, my new ringtone. There you go. Sega, hello. Loved your tribute song to Tom Petty. So there you go. We did a tribute, and we did put you in the thumbnail. So Sega, you are a goddamn celebrity. That's right. The dislikes do have AIDS. There are 2 people with AIDS. And I have some good news, guys, because we have 63 likes. That means we are 7 away to 70 likes. And there Sega says, subscribe. There you go. That's right. Let's get that fucking video. Share the shit out of that video, too. It's a good video, man. Very good rendition of the song. Now, Sega, the reason why we played that song was because there is a UFC fighter named Chris Weidman who walks out to that song. So, Sega, you gave him the respect. Oh, my God, I'm so aroused right now because we got a guest. Holy smokes. This is exciting. There we go. Everybody dance. MARLYNN Lane is live on the MMA-Holes. That's right. On the MMA-Holes. Yes. Yes. All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's talk about something over here. And now MARLYNN can see me. Hello. How are you? Welcome to the show. MARLYNN Lane is here. MARLYNN, we haven't spoken in, well, I think it's a couple of weeks now. It's good to see you live on the MMA-Holes.
Nice.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you.
Nice to see you too. How are you?
I'm good. Now, MARLYNN is here. If you are not familiar who MARLYNN is, she was in the chat before. All you guys were being a little ridiculous. But MARLYNN is here, braving the storm. And she is one of the original 7%ers on the MMA-Holes. So show the respect to MARLYNN Lane right now. Now, it's good to have you on because every time there's a fight, a big fight, a pay-per-view, I always like to talk to you about these fights. UFC 216. Before we do that, and we'll keep you on for a couple of minutes because I know you're a busy girl. Before we do that, I just want an update. What is going on with the life of MARLYNN Lane? I know you were suffering an injury. Now you do train, you dance. There's a lot of things on your plate. But what is the status of MARLYNN Lane's shoulder?
I'm actually opting to do a PRP treatment that I'm going to do at the end of the month. For PRP, for those who don't know, it is a platelet-rich plasma, so it's like a stem cell therapy. And so I'm going to get that done, and hopefully that will avoid any kind of surgeries or cortisone shots, which I don't want at all. And so hopefully by the end of the year, I should be all healed and ready to go back and do everything that I love.
And that would be good. I really hope this does work for you. I mean, surgeries suck. I've been through it. They blow. So, I mean, to have a procedure like this, and you said that you've done a lot of research on it. There's a lot of athletes have been using this procedure. So it would be great news if MARLYNN Lane gets cured by this. Now, which shoulder is it? Your left or your right shoulder?
My right.
Oh, man. Well, I hope it does feel better. Now, MARLYNN, this is exciting. Now, I want to ask you this. I mean, this doesn't have anything to do with UFC 216, but there was talk about this whole Ronda Rousey and coming back, and Edmund says the only fight I want her to fight is Cyborg and stuff like that. Let me just get your quick opinion on that situation. I mean, it kind of passed us, but I don't know if I got a chance to really talk to you about it with Edmund saying this.
I don't really like Edmund. I think that the comments that he said it was just not fair. I mean, you saw what happened with Ronda in her last fight, and to put her against a really good striker like Cyborg, who is known for her finishes, and to me it just seems like he wants a paycheck. Mm-hmm. That's all. Yeah. So I'm not for it. If Ronda wants to come back, that's her decision, and if she wants to fight Cyborg, that should be something spoken out of her mouth and her words and not of her trainers, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Marlyn Lane live on the MMA-Holes, and Edmund needs to keep his mouth shut. That guy. No, he said no, but he does. Edmund's a piece of... Do you think Ronda's ever going to come back to the UFC? I think we're finally done with Ronda Rousey.
I think she's done, only just because she's been doing so much outside since the UFC. I mean, she's done a TV show, you know, she got married, she has a new sponsorship now. It seems like she's probably done, and that's okay. They say once you have one foot out of the octagon, it's best just to put both of them out, because you don't want a half-ass fighter. You know, we've seen it in the UFC, and we've seen what happens to them. These guys that are doing it just for a paycheck, or that's all that they know, and then they get pummeled by these up-and-comer guys, or these guys that take their training super serious and are a beast in there, and then they get clobbered. And nobody wants to see a one-sided fight from anyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't want to see her jumping in on especially a situation like Chris Cyborg. I don't need to see that. So go away, Ronda. You did what you had to do. I have the utmost respect for you. Not many people do. People are dogging her, but I think she's great. I really do. Now, there is a fight this weekend, UFC 216. It's exciting, for me at least. Now, there are a couple of things I want to talk about on this thing. I just want to get your just quick picks on this. I'm going to just go to the top 3 fights with you, okay? Because the 2 young ladies that are fighting, I know nothing about. And I'm your host, and I should know about it, but I have no fucking idea who these girls are. No clue. Do you know who these girls are? Because I have no idea who they are.
You know what? I don't either. I'm going to have to do some research on them because, yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Sadly.
No idea. I mean, I saw them square off. I'm like, okay, who the
fuck is that guy?
That's basically what I was saying. But yeah. Anyway, I'm just gonna go to top 3. Okay. Right off the bat, Verdum versus Lewis. Now I know you're a big fan of Derek Lewis. I know you're where's Ronda Rousey's fine ass at? I know you're a big fan. Now I'm trying to sway you here. I know Derek Lewis did a lot for the Houston and stuff like that, and he seemed like he got a little choked up when he was being interviewed and stuff. But he still is the Black Beast. He still has that Instagram account that, you know, is a little edgy over there. What are your opinions on the Black Beast now? Has it changed any, or are you still, fuck that guy?
You know what? I'm actually going for Lewis on this one. You know, I don't like his Instagram account, but that's why I don't follow it. But I can't necessarily dismiss him as a person or a fighter, especially as a person, since he did what he did for those, you know, the people that were, you know, affected by the hurricane in Houston. You know, God bless him for doing that. You know, as a fighter, he was one of the guys who I've always seen as half in, half out, because he had said that he didn't know when he, you know, how long he wanted to fight, or if this is going to be his last fight. It's just kind of like he's playing it by ear. So I didn't know how dedicated he was, but if he still wants to do it, and definitely people want to see him fight, then more power to him. You know, hopefully he puts on a good performance. And I'm not a real big fan of Verdum. I just think he's a little too cocky. I mean, I respect what he does, and he's done, you know, he's been a great fighter, you know, for many years, but I'm just done with watching him, I guess.
Yeah, well, Verdum, yeah, it's another one. He leaves a bad taste in my mouth, and it's not his cock. It's just something about him. But he...
I hope not.
Yeah, I hate when Verdum lays his cock in my mouth. So, yeah.
Wonderful.
Now, Verdum had a little scuffle with Tony Ferguson. I don't know if you got to see any of these videotapes, but... not videotapes. I'm fucking 700 years old. These clips. He was sitting next to him, and him and Tony Ferguson, apparently they don't have the same management team, and they don't like each other's management team, and they had a little uneasy conversation between the two of them, and it's just more of a reason that people are like, I don't like Verdum, or I don't like Ferguson. Verdum is just, I don't know, man. It's just something about him. I'm not a huge fan of him either, to be honest. There's something about him that just doesn't do it for me. Jay Smooth is very happy that you like chocolate, so that's good news, Marlyn, that you're in chocolate. So, have you ever been with a black man?
Yeah, I've dated. Well,
oh, nice.
Yes and no, because he was half black, half white, so he wasn't full. But yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not objective to, you know,
yeah,
what nationality they are. If they're cool, they're cool.
What half was black? The top or the bottom part?
Don't make me say it.
You need to tell us, Marlyn. You need to tell us right now. I swear to God, You have to tell us right now in the MMA holes. The bottom of the top part was black. Which part? Well, he'll never know. He doesn't watch this.
You know.
All right. Okay. He has a BBC. Okay, so next fight. Johnson versus Borg. Okay, speaking of, well, actually, Johnson, I can't see. Well, you never know. All right, so Johnson versus Borg is going down on UFC 216. Johnson has a chance to break Anderson Silva's record. Might mean a little bit more since Anderson Silva was tainted with the steroids and stuff like that. Johnson breaking this record. He could be a pure stud at this weight class and be on top of the game. Do you think that Ray Borg has any chance against a Demetrius Johnson?
Well, I think anyone has a chance against anyone, as we've seen in the past with MMA. It's being such an unpredictable sport. That's why I think so many people love it, because you just never know what can happen. However, I'm not a big fan of Borg. He does his thing. I respect what he does, but I just think right now, DJ, there's nobody really that could really, test him. I mean, aside from going up in weight and like fighting like TJ, or doing, a split, kind of 130 between the two. I think that would probably be one of his biggest challenge to date. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. We'll see. I think he should fight Ray Borg and then do a super fight with TJ, in my opinion.
And against TJ, yeah. And TJ's got a big one coming up against Cody Garbrandt, which is going to be insane. Imagine if TJ finds a way to pull that one off. Well, here's the thing. If TJ beats Cody, that throws a whole monkey wrench in the whole situation, because you got to think, if it's a good fight, boom, you got a rematch. And now Dominic Cruz versus Jimmy Rivera. There's a lot of weird stuff going on over there at 135. So it's going to be interesting. Imagine like TJ wins and Jimmy Rivera wins. And then I guess you would have like a Cruz rematch with Cody Garbrandt, not for a belt. It would be so bizarre. Like the whole thing would be so weird. Everything would be knocked offline. That's what's great about these fights. You never know,
You never know. Yeah, I would like actually to see Cruz and TJ again, because when Cruz came back, I don't think he was his best, because it was after a layoff, after the injury. And even though, he did the job, it was a split decision win. And I would like to see them go at it more, with Cruz being more healthier, and really see both him and TJ fight again.
Mm-hmm. Well, that would be fun. All right, so now the main event, Ferguson versus Lee. The lovely Marlyn Lane 7%er is live on the MMA-Holes UFC 216. Ferguson versus Lee. What do you think on this fight?
I'm really excited for this fight. I wasn't a fan of Kevin Lee before, because I thought he was just too full of himself. But in Vegas, I got to see him interact with people and take pictures and talk. And he seems like a genuinely really nice guy, and that his, crap talking is just part of the facade. So, I'm hoping that Lee can pull it off. I think this is an extreme test for him being in the top of this division. But Tony Ferguson, again, is an animal in his own right. You can't take away the way he does his cardio, his training. I mean, this guy is a killer. He goes in there for a finish, for a win. And I respect that. I don't really like him as a person. He doesn't seem like, I wouldn't want him as the face of MMA, in my opinion, or the UFC. I think Kevin Lee would be a great, next one to, have the UFC rise, and promote him. But it's all going to depend on this fight, in my opinion. So we'll see.
We'll see. Do you have a guarantee pick for the MMA holes? Who is the guarantee lock?
I'm hoping Lewis.
Mm-hmm. You're hoping.
I am.
All right. So wait, no, hold on. I'm confused. You're hoping Lee, or wait, hold on. Ferguson.
Oh, sorry. Lee. Yeah, I'm hoping Lee. Oh,
okay.
I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's all right. I was like, wow, the Black Beast. You're really into them black guys, huh? Come on. Jay Smooth. We're gonna get Jay Smooth. He's getting all riled up in that chat. All right. So there.
By the way, you're very, very staticky.
Oh, am I? Well, yeah. Sorry about that. It's I don't. Who knows? All right. So anyway, We'll wind this down. Google Hangouts is a bitch anyway, but we hear you good. Hopefully the MMA holes hear us all good. It's great to have you on, Marlyn Lane. Any last words to this dysfunctional mess?
No, just thank you for having me on. I love to come on the show. I'm sorry I'm not always available to, but it's always nice to see you and nice to see everybody in the chat room. So you guys take care and have a blessed weekend, and I'll see you guys soon.
All right. Thank you for coming on. Now is the lovely Marlyn Lane live on the MMA Holes. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. So Marlyn Lane jumping in. This is the fight card, guys and gals. Let's see. Let's get rid of Marlyn. There it is, right above my head over there. You could look. I could tickle Tony Ferguson's penis. Gucci, Gucci, go, Tony Ferguson. Gucci. All right, stop that. Tony Ferguson, Kevin Lee, wonderful, wonderful. Borg Johnson, Verdum Lewis is the top 3 of the card. 2 young ladies. We have no idea who they are, but they are filling in. So why the fuck not? Let's. I don't know. Okay, good. And Darius versus Dunham, which is a good fight right there. It's a very good fight. Is starting off the main card. Now, the preliminaries are going to be good too. Do not miss the preliminaries. I'll probably be going on at the start of the Brooks fight over here. So we're going to take you through. I kind of want to go on for Venata, man. I like Venata a lot. I like Gonzalez too. Should we make a longer fight, buddy? Should I go on an 8? That's just too much MMA holes. Let me know right now. Let me know right now if you think the MMA holes should go on at 8 o'clock instead of 9 o'clock. Let me know in the chat, and then we're going to wind this shit down. Chris looks like a shorter dude with a big inflamed bung. What the fuck does that even mean? Thank you, Darth. I appreciate that. Let me know in the chat right now, what time do you want the MMA holes to go on Fight Buddies on Saturday, 8 p.m. or 9 p.m.? Let me know in the chat. We are going to wind this fucker down. If you don't get your votes in on this chat, in the comment section, I want you down below to let me know. 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. when this thing shuts down. I had a great time. Jessie Belle Hill will be doing the after show. We went a little bit over here, so we're going to shut this thing down. But Jessie Belle Hill will be doing the after show. Link in the description. If the moderator is still in the chat room, go subscribe, go follow Jessie. And we're going to move this party. We're going to take everyone inside this phone over here, and we're going to teleport them over to Jessie's channel. And we're going to take over the internet. One fook at a time. Marlyn Lane, thank you for coming on. Justin Sumter, thank you for coming on. MMA Holes, thank you for always being wonderful, wonderful inside that chat room. I see all of you guys. I see inside your souls. This is another Wednesday show, 53 in a row. The meetup is coming November 3rd, the night before UFC 217. So that could only mean one thing. We're going to all meet in person and have a drink together. We're going to live stream November 3rd. So check that out. I'll be giving you a place and a time. Chris, are you going to have Cassandra on this month, 8 p.m., says Michael Anzalone. Cassandra, well, listen, I would love to have Cassandra back. I don't know if Cassandra will ever come back after the rape that she took in that chat, but I would love to have Cassandra back. And I think Cassandra handled the chat room very well. The MMA Holes is going to be a huge soon, says Jake Troy. We are going to be huge. We have over 5,000 subscribers, for fuck's sakes. So what I need each and every one of you to do, 43 watching right now, I need you to stop what you're doing and share this video on social media, anywhere you want to share it. Like this video. It's the only way this channel is going to get the word out there. So keep sharing, like, subscribe to the channel, the goat, the swole, the beard, everything. There is an after show down below. Link. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the link and I'll drop it into, check this out. Thank you, NH. Thank you very much for the kind words. Here we go in the description. You scroll it down. What the fuck? There we go. Scroll it down. You go to our description. There's a lot of stuff in here where you can support the show and all that fucking food stuff. But right over here, after show, you click on that fucking link. We take you over to Jessie Belle Hill, where she'll be live. And check that out. She's flexing for the MMA Holes. I'm going to take this link. I'm going to drop it in this chat. And there we go. It is dropped in. Chat room unite. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Thank you for being subscribed to the Swollest, the greatest show on YouTube, the MMA Holes Live. I love this shit. And guys, I'll see you in the after show chat. Always remember, don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole.
fat, fat.